What's happening, guys? I just want to give a quick spoiler warning, guys. This episode contains spoiler for Hawkeye episode 5 and Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you guys do listen to this or watch this, please put a pause on it, watch those first, and then come back and then let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. Enjoy the show. One love. Peace. Welcome back, guys. This is Brothers Geek Out Podcast, issue 189. Lost my words there for a second, bro. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are safe. Make sure you check us out on all other streaming platforms, guys. We're all over the place at the moment, but massive thank you for the support on the channels. You guys are awesome. How you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. I've been good. Everything's all right. Can't complain. Just getting through. Wifey's got COVID. You got COVID. Everyone's got COVID. Like, everyone who didn't have it last year has got it this year. All of us who had it last year, we're all good.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's good to see that you guys are well anyway, and it hasn't affected you lot too much. So, speedy recovery, and hope you guys are good. I was just thinking, sorry, complete off track. I saw one of the comments that kind of made me laugh, and I think it was on Twitter. I think it was like issue 187, and someone commented saying, you guys got, Jay-Z's got 99 problems and you lot got 187 issues. I kept on laughing. I don't know, I found that kind of funny. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool. Shout out to the guys on Twitter. You guys get involved all the time. You guys are amazing. But yeah, man, let's talk. It's been a busy week. I know we did the podcast and system lose. So we're gonna run through it again. But then just to give you a heads up now, and I'm going to put it in the title as well. We got spoilers for Hawkeye and we've got spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. And the problem is now we might as well, because it's been spoiled everywhere. And to be honest, like, it's a subject I want to talk about more. There's a couple of people online that need to get removed from this planet because of their leakages, bro.
Well, let's not say that. Let's not say, because Kevin Smith fucked up Daredevil for me. And I don't know why he keeps doing it. Even on the recent podcast, he was like, yeah, I haven't seen Spider-Man yet. It comes out on Thursday, but I do know about the Daredevil. I'm like, bro, why have you said it again for? What's the matter with you? And I know it's leaked. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Too many leaks. Like, Marvel need to, like, proper tighten up things, like, completely. But, I mean, to be honest, like, anyway, we'll talk about it more later. Let's start on the first thing, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's weird how they had it very tight up to Endgames, and then something went loose after Endgames. Eternals, it started with Eternals, and they got a Snake in there, man. They got to find this person.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
Well, let's go through the topics, and then let's go on that, and we'll do an in-depth therapy session on Spidey again later on, because it's definitely deserving of one. But let's start off real quick. Zorro TV reboot coming to Disney with Wilmer Vanderama. Sorry if I said his name wrong. But the dude from the 70s show, the Latino, I don't know if that's the right word to use these days, but the South American brother on the show, he's going to be playing Zorro on a TV reboot. What do you think?
Should be right, bro. I mean, I've only seen him in that show, so I've never seen him do anything else. I'm sure it'd be good, bro, man. If Disney are looking to take over this right now, then, we're going to get something that's going to be action-packed. We're going to get something really good. I mean, come on, man. Zorro was the character that inspired the Dark Knight himself, you know what I mean? So, like, it'd be an interesting character to see what they do with. And I'm sure we'll get, I still enjoy those movies we got. And I never seen none of the older movies. The ones that Antonio Banderas did were fine. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. So it'd be interesting to see which direction they go with it and how they kind of introduce this to new audiences.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not familiar with Zorro and whatnot. I just seen the Antonio Banderas ones, and we know that he has his legend with cape, he has the mask, he has the Z, he's his fencing stick, fencing sword, all that sort of stuff. But I think Disney will do a great. They're so good at absorbing new fans to certain content. I mean, they know a formula basically, and I think that's what will get me in as well. Like, and it will get me more clued up and wanted to know more about Zorro and his adventures and whatnot. So I think Disney would be a great job to kind of bring in new fans to this franchise and, you know, rebirth this superhero that's been out for you know, for
centuries, decades, centuries and decades. Yeah, no, of course. Looking forward to that.
Cool, man. Yeah, well, that should be interesting. What else we got? Goonies, talking about Disney Plus. Goonies, Disney Plus series in development. Now, I think that's real news because it seemed like it was from the Disney side. I'm pretty sure it was.
I hope not. Don't do it. Don't do it, Disney. Don't do it. Look, listen, bro, they probably pull a rat out of the bag or they'll bring lightning in a bottle. It could work, you know what I mean? It's a tough one with that franchise, you know, that one film, that one legacy, bro. You know, you're talking about 35 years later, bro. This is a cult classic movie. So to do a TV show based on it, it's got a lot to live up to. Like, there are a few movies that never should get remade. Goonies, Back to the Future, and The Lost Boys. But, you know, Warner Brothers is doing Lost Boys, and I'm like, I don't know what that's going to be like, man. Like, why would you remake that movie for? And it's the same thing with Goonies. What they do, if they do it as something like what they've done for like Ghostbusters and other franchises where they continue the story with other characters, then maybe it could work.
I agree. You can't, reboot is not the right word when it comes to these cult classic movies, man. No. Maybe a part 2 or 3 or whatever, because when you say reboot, you know, you're trying to reboot a franchise. You're trying to say, oh, the old one.
It's what they did with Cobra Kai is what works. Perfect. Yeah, so that's a perfect example of characters that still live through, and still have this ongoing beef that they always had from originally, but, you know, giving it that cheesy, nostalgic feel, you know, like we know it's going to be that, but their story continues. Like, it has to be that formula, bro, because I feel like Cobra Kai got that perfectly, bro.
100%. And with Cobra Kai, the cheesiness was from the 80s cheese, what we loved to watch it. So yes, you look at it now as an adult, you're like, oh my God, it's so cheesy, but you're like, that works perfectly. I mean, look, they could do it. They could work it out. I bet you they'll have like special guest appearance by some of the old Goonies. Maybe like not someone like Josh Brolin, because he's like Thanos level one.
No, he'll do it, bro. He loves it. Every time he's in an interview and they talk about Goonies, he's on it.
Well, that could be a key element to it. If it's a reboot, then basic. But if it's a continuation of 35 years later, what happens to that ship when it sails off or whatever, like to someone else, whatever. So, you know, let's see what they do. End of the day, bro, we're going to watch it and we might be either biting our tongues and say, oh, actually, it was actually really good. Or we'll be like, oh, why did you do it? So we'll have to just wait and see. The fact of the matter is we don't own the content. We don't know shit about making movies and all that sort of stuff. We assume Disney throws the money into the hands of people who do, and they trust them. So we're just gonna have to accept it and give it a try and see what the fuck up. If it's basic, we'll complain. If it's great, we'll want more. So we'll see.
No, exactly. Yeah, let's see what happens, bro.
Cool. All right. Oh God, this one hit me this morning. The new Punisher logo on the comic. Bro. You know me, I'm a diehard Punisher fan. When I say diehard, I don't know everything, but he is my favorite character. And apparently there's been controversy about his logo, which I still don't understand. But that logo and that character, that logo is what Batman says in the new trailer, right? Was it fear? He puts fear into it. When people see the logo, they see fear. That's what it is, man. He puts fear into people. The new logo I saw, I mean, it's like the same one, but they added some things to it to make it look, I guess, less evil or whatever they tried. It is shit. The
only problem is because of Trump uses it. Trump supporters use it.
No. So
yeah, it's got into the wrong hands. Got into the wrong hands, and it's used for the wrong reasons.
Political. How it gets all political, that's some bullshit. It's not a Trump thing. I don't know how people, the woke or whatever, the left or the right, I don't get politics, but How could you see that and be like, oh, that's a Trump thing when Punisher's been out for so long? And
I know.
what's
But
that got to
then you've
do
got
with
some
Trump?
ignorant people out there, bro. And it's
No,
probably
man.
been used in the wrong ways. So that's one of the main things. I mean, there's always more to it, you know, but it is political. That shit gets
So basic.
it's
Not
got
happy with it.
involved.
I'm not happy. When I see the Punisher, of course I love his story. Of course I love the way he just handles things. But when I saw it on those pictures today, and I saw that logo, I was like, "That's not you. That is not you, man." And I'm really upset. I would never want the Punisher to join the MCU with that logo, man. Like, no, man. The skull is what made it, man. So upset by that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, bro. So I can't see John Beth. I can't see the Punisher in the MCU with that, man. Please don't do it. Please, just I don't know, man. I'm a little bit upset by that.
Hopefully they won't incorporate that into the MCU. Let's see what happens, man. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, there should be a new hashtag. You know, what do we say? Someone fucked up his logo. Someone's gonna have to pay. Which I agree with. All right, cool. Well, look, the last two things to discuss is Spider-Man and Hawkeye. So, spoiler alerts. Which one you want to start with, Kibbs? I know Spidey. We're gonna do it in depth therapy session, but which one you want to go with first?
Let's do Hawkeye first, which I thought was a great episode. They brought, I mean, from the previous episode, we got Yelena back, which is Natasha's sister, as a Black Widow, trying to kill Clint Barton. So it was quite interesting to see her part in this and what she's been hired to do. And then, you know, Clint going through this PTSD and quite upset about what happened with Natasha, like he still blames himself in the process. It's quite interesting what they've done to him as a character and how they've built up on him so much more. He's genuinely become that guy now I want to know more about, you know what I mean? Because he is a skillful, blunt weapon, bro. You know what I mean? He's good at what he does, bro. And you know, they've made him grow even more bigger in this because, you know, again, as I said, this is like, I mean, it's a 6-part Die Hard show. It's a guy who just wants to get home. He has to go through some shit to get home. You know what I mean? And I'm rooting for him to get home, bro. I want him to be home with his family. You know what I mean? And he's got Kate Bishop, who's this charismatic character who's only just excited. And, you know, I was going to use the wrong word for her, but just excited to be a part of. And, you know, I would be, bro. The guy's not even an Avenger. If I was to meet him in real life, I'd be very excited, bro. You know what I mean? So I can get her excitement and how annoying she can be. But it's nice to he levels it out, basically. He levels it out. But then, you know, we got the biggest thing ever, which worked out perfectly because straight after that, we went and watched Spider-Man No Way Home. But the link to bringing back this character was absolutely massive. The fact that they could talk about Thanos and the Infinity Stones, yet they can't mention this guy's name, and he's a human being. The fact that they brought this character back is just nuts, bros, because he was the biggest element of what that TV show was when that came out to what we're going to get now. And for them to be introduced into this universe, we have Michael D'Onofrio coming back as the Kingpin, bro. Nuts.
So good. So good. Yeah, listen, man. I mirror everything that you just said. I mean, I'm who would have known back when Clint Barton showed up in Thor, right? And 10 years later, he's got his own show. And not only is he got his own show, he's such a way more interesting character. That whole Ronin episode, which was just a little bit of Avengers Endgame, to what it is now, you're just like, I want more of him. And if you made more movies of him, if you made more shows of him, I'm in tune. Whereas, you know, I mean, like, that's how great this universe is. They develop characters within 10 years and they're like, oh, here's his show now. Now you get to know him. Like, even though we feel like we've got to know him in the last 10 years, we didn't know shit about him.
No, man, the man, he got taken over on the first Avengers movie. So he was literally a bad guy through most of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you don't get to know much about that character. I would say, no, they've thrown ideas out, bro, and they've put it together, and you know, fucking. I don't know how this works now. So is this a different Kingpin? Is this
Well,
the Kingpin that we
what I'm
already
saying,
know?
like, yeah, I mean, this is what I was going to quickly say about that. The amazing thing about what they done with this, and they set this up, because I'm watching Daredevil again, is the same way they set that up, but in a less grittier way. In Daredevil, was like, we do not say his name. You cannot say his name. I just watched episode 3 where the guy said his name and straight away killed himself, and he told Daredevil, you should have killed me, but I'm a dead man, so he kills him. Whereas in this one, it was the same thing, but not in a less grittier way. It's like the big guy, the fat guy's automobiles, the boss, uncle, all of this sort of stuff. Again, you don't say his name, and then at the end, he falls out there, bro. It's so amazing. He was such a great Kingpin. And the Marvel listen to their fans, man. I think they not just listen to their fans, but they see what's worked, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna continue this on rather than recast and all this sort of bullshit. They carry on. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm so excited about it. I think it's the same universe. I don't think they're, we're gonna talk about Spidey, but I don't think there are any multiverse variants or anything like that. I think it's the same universe. Remember the Netflix shows, even though it wasn't, it was some side piece thing, there was, at the behind them in the newsroom, you saw the articles of Avengers and whatnot. So they were in that universe. So this is perfect. They fit in straight, and it's such an exciting time for the MCU to have the Kingpin.
I know,
we're
bro.
going to talk about Spidey in a bit, but so good, bro. So good.
Great episode. I did forget to say before we started this chat was spoilers. It's too late now. You've already heard it. So before we jump on Spider-Man No Way Home, and we are going to do a therapy session where we'll go in depth about, each scene and stuff like that. But Spider-Man No Way Home, spoilers. I said it 3 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back, like, share, dislike, comment bad things. We're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Where do we start, G-Man?
Where do we start, man? Man, listen.
Fuck all you spoilers. No, sorry. The spoiler guys. Fuck you up.
Well, first of all, let's start off with that, right? Thank God we stayed off social media. First things, a couple things have been spoiled. I love Kevin Smith, but I really hated the fact that he kept on talking about Daredevil being in it. Charlie Cox, right? We're going to spoil that. But I was really upset that he mentioned that. And then all the other spoilers, I was all over Instagram. The first day, I was like, you know what? You people are fuckers, man. But anyway, that's why the internet's there to fuck up everything for everyone. I'm glad we stayed away with it.
No, definitely. I mean, it had to be done because, listen, bro, to be honest, bro, the rumors for this movie, 2 years, flying around, people talking about different stuff, nothing's been confirmed. But I know that there are a few high profile movie reviewers and people who do spoiler discussions found some images and did spoil it for a lot of people, bro, which is such a shame because could you imagine if we didn't have a single thought in our head that these characters were going to be in there, how much more that would have meant to us. But I feel like Disney have played a little bit of a, there's somebody in there throwing out little things saying, do it, man, because can you imagine the marketing for this, bro? Because definitely, without a doubt, this is going to be $1 billion movie.
Pandemic $1 billion movie.
Exactly. So for them to keep the hype and making sure people go into the screens, let's just drop drips and drabs over here. Let's get a couple of these high profile reviewers or whatever they are online, well, so-called podcasters like ourselves, but we're not at that level. Let's give them a bit of dirt in their eye so they can throw it out there in the ether. And it worked, bro. Don't get me wrong, bro. The amount of hype for this movie is nuts. All right, guys, as you know, Charlie Cox as Daredevil returns back into this movie. The story starts off where it left off in Far From Home, where Peter's identity is known to the whole world. Everybody knows he's Spider-Man now. And there's a moment, when he's talking about lawyers and he's in the police station and stuff like that. Matt Murdock's in the scene, man. And that was just, it's delightful to know that we maybe get a movie with Spider-Man and Daredevil, bro.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, so Murdock shows up at his house, right, with Happy and whatnot. I need to see the movie again because I wanted to see the banter that goes on because we were so excited. I was like, oh my God. I didn't really concentrate on it. But bro, just to see his face, he's so good as Daredevil. I'm watching the show again now. It's so good. And then the way he catches the brick was so on point. And the amazing thing about it, he caught the brick like this, right? And Spidey had his hand, Tom Holland had his hand here because he was ready to catch it too. And he was like, how do you do that? It's just like, I'm just good. Like, oh God, bro, this is too much. But then I missed the banter between him and Happy because it's a different side of Charlie Cox Daredevil that we're going to get because there is in that MCU, there is that banter.
No, of course. And this is going to be very interesting to see where they take it.
This movie was, I know we got straight into it, was Endgame level hype. Endgame level of hype. I think I was reading loads of quotes saying that since Endgame, there haven't been so much screaming and shouting in the cinema since that movie with exciting things going on. And that's what was happening throughout this movie. There was a whole load of screaming and hype throughout this movie. But yeah, bro, that was the first one for me. And to be honest, that was my highlight. I know there was other highlights that everyone's loving. For me, it was that. I love the fact that he was in this movie and he was playing his lawyer, or, you know, we didn't get much of him, but that's expected. We're just going to get a little snippet. But what you're saying, yes, we can get Daredevil and Spidey. And Spidey, I think now, we'll get into it as we get through the movie, but I think he's going to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for a little bit before he does some Avengers level shit. That's what I think.
I think so as well. He's learned his lesson. You know, I've learned that, you know, these 3 movies are his journey into becoming like a proper Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And I think they really threw us in there, bro. I mean, they've given us the multiverse. They've given us, you know, bringing back those 6 original characters from other movies, and Green Goblin was like outstanding, bro. The man's like plus 60 years old. I saw an interview the other day. He said he wanted to do all the action scenes and all the fighting himself, bros. That's sick. But it's not even that, bro. He played a key role. He played a really good. I mean, he played a Green Goblin amazing back then. But he's like the best villain, like to the T, bros. You know what I mean? That's proper nuts what he played. And all the other characters that supported them as well. Doc Ock, Jamie Foxx, Electro, Sandman coming back, bro. I've been looking at footage to find out that he couldn't be able to film. He wasn't able to film it. So they used CGI, and that's why they kept him, what do you call it? And at the end, they used scenes from another movie, Spider-Man 3, to put him together. He did all the voices himself, though. Like, he recorded the voices and they sent it over. Sick, man. I love technology, bros.
Amazing. Lizard came back, which was awesome. Yeah, listen, man. Man, I don't know where to start. We'll do the more in-depth one, but let's get straight into the major spoilers, bro, which is
spoilers, major spoilers.
Bro, listen. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire coming back. So good. Oh my God. They did it, man. Marvel took it to the next level. They knew after Endgames, how do we take it to the next level? Forget 10 years worth of movies we built year after year, 2 movies a year. Cool. We built that in the last 10 years. We're talking about now 20 years plus, where a movie came out 20 years ago, and it's like he fits straight in. And oh my God, bro,
you know that they're MCU canon now.
That's it.
They made those movies MCU canon. They're the first MCU movies.
Well, what Blade was not MCU. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, Blade should be in there as well. Without a doubt, that should be in there. But yeah, like they made him canon. They've made it on their website. It's mad, bro. It's sick. But listen, seeing them come through, you know, again, as you said, that day everybody was screaming, shouting. You don't see the charisma that Andrew Garfield brought back to Spider-Man in that scene. And it's not even that, bro. Like, for me personally, like, I think he's a great Spider-Man. He just didn't have great movies.
I agree.
Yeah?
I agree. Listen, I know I've been harsh, and he wasn't my favorite Spider-Man. I agree it was the movies more than anything. But these films revived him, man. They redeemed him for me. Because now there's all these hashtags saying, give Andrew Garfield the Spider-Man 3 and whatnot. I'm up for it, man. With the hype of all of this, they can do it. I mean, Sony can be smart and do it. Maybe put him in one of the villain universes that they're doing now, Morbius or whatever. And with the hype of it, they can do it. And I'm a fan. Listen, man, it's redeemed for me. Andrew Garfield is redeemed. Electro, I feel like, has been redeemed. But Andrew Garfield killed it. Everyone I speak to is about Andrew Garfield. I was like, you know what? I feel it, man, because he was awesome. He was
really good, bro. Really good. And
Tobey Maguire, man, it was so good to see him back playing the old one. Like, oh, my back. You know, he actually has back problems.
Yeah.
Which is why they keep doing that. But the fact that he was like, oh, my back hurts because of all the swinging, and then he helped him out. So the relationship that they managed to build between those three was just so.
It was great chemistry, isn't it?
So good.
Chemistry was so good, bro. And you don't think, like, you know, you got 3 different actors, 3 different ages, and you know what, bro? Tear my eye, bro. Tear my eye. I genuinely was like, you know, it's the stuff that you read in comic books. You know, when you read those big issues of like pure Spider-Man madness, like it's got me into reading Spider-Man comics again, because this movie is a typical example of what a comic book film should be. It would be put as much as crazy shit as possible in it, because it's a comic book movie. It doesn't have to make sense. The fact is that you've made me happy because I've got to now see 3 universes collide together and give me one hell of a movie, bro. That scene when they start talking about Avengers and how is it supposed to help, but when they start working together, bro, when they swung out the Statue of Liberty,
such a great scene.
I was fucking moist, bro.
I love the scene when they first met Tom Holland. Obviously, spoiler alerts again, Aunt May dies, very emotional. That was fucked up. All based, I mean, you can say it's all based on choices that Tom Holland made, or Spider-Man, Peter Parker made in that movie, which led to that death, but which also led to the whole point of what Aunt May was saying, you've got to give people a second chance. And the fact that every one of those villains were given a second chance, kind of like for Peter Parker in that universe, was kind of like, I lost Aunt May, but she was right. You know, she was right. And I loved all of that. But where was I going, man? Oh, the scene where they meet up and whatnot, and they know where he's at. And they both of the Spider-Mans come down the building. Like, you know what I'm talking about? When Tom Holland was on top of the building, and they both come down in the shadows and whatnot, and then they get emotional about what they went through. I lost Uncle Ben. With great responsibility comes with great power comes great responsibility. Each one of them said that before they died, and them expressing that straight away was like, oh, I know you're Spider-Man from another universe, but you have just connected. Like, that was the connection. Like, it wasn't just like, you don't know what I'm talking about, back away. Like, no other Avenger at that time, could help Peter Parker, right? Because he's like, you can't relate to what I'm describing. Only people that can relate to him, and it was a straight away bond, was the other Spider-Man. And it was like, I lost Uncle Ben with that same line. So good. The storytelling, like, I don't know, like, the script writing or whatever it is, so fucking good. And even when they're on the like, you see all 3 of them in the lab, and they're all, you know, geeking out, like being scientists and whatnot, which is amazing. But when they were up on the Statue of Liberty and they were talking about, oh yeah, I thought an alien was like this black goo and whatnot. Like, I thought a purple alien, and he's like, Garfield was like, I didn't find an alien, but I thought this rhino. And I just thought, oh my god, that's so fucking cool. Like, the way they're talking, it's so good.
It is very, very, bro. Listen, man, most satisfying movie I've seen in a long time, bro. And it was like, really, you know, it's been such a journey with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. To see Spider-Man grow at this level it's actually quite pleasing to see, bro. Listen, man, the scene with Aunt May was really emotional, and the fact that they did the gender swap for the greatest, for the greatest quote to be said, to mean much more to Tom Holland's Spider-Man now. That was like, because I've always kind of worked out, like, we never got that great speech, because now this is where he changes dramatically, bro, as a character, because of that responsibility. You know,
4 movies. How many movies? 5 movies. Think about this, bro. I know Uncle Ben was the dude, but we only got him for 20 minutes and he said that speech and we're like, oh, cool, emotional. We had Aunt May for 4. Like, she was in Civil War. So say 4 movies, 3 movies, well, 4 including this, sorry. So we really got to know Aunt May. We really appreciated the relationship between this Peter Parker and Aunt May. Bro, it was way more deeper, man. They done it so well, where it's like the audience, it wasn't just Uncle Ben after 20 minutes he died. Okay, cool. Like, no, bro, we really got his origin. We're gonna move into his origin movie. This is now Spidey Peter Parker's origin movie moving forward. And again, we know it could be a street level thing. We could see Daredevil.
But I mean, we got that origin movie, bro, out of those 4 movies. You know what I mean? So like, this is now him taking on the responsibility mantle, and you know, as we saw towards the end, him creating his own costume, him by himself. I mean, well, before I get onto that, but you know, making everybody forget that he's Peter Parker. I mean, the original spell that Doctor Strange put out there was to make people forget, and the spell got messed up in the process, which is probably linked to Loki and WandaVision. At that moment, it kind of collided, all sorts of shit broke loose. But for him to make that responsible decision of like, look, everybody's losing because of me. Let them forget me. Let them live their lives. It's got, you know, I don't want to be a part of them ruining their lives. You know what I mean? Which is a big responsibility to take. That's a sacrifice there, man. I felt for him when he took that. Definitely.
Do we think no TVA members showed up to Andrew, to all the multiverse variants or whatever because of what happened in Loki? Because there is no he who behold, or he who remains is monitoring. He's dead now. So normally he'll be monitoring it. A TVA agent will show up and say blah, 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 blah. But there was no TVA agents right now because, you know, it's all in shambles, that part of things. So
bro, that makes perfect sense. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I've been thinking about this, just how it links up. But I mean, we can go into that more in therapy sessions or whatnot. But the fact that, as you were saying that, what the hell was you saying? I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, carry on, bro. I got too much over the TVA or whatnot. I got too much. No, the spell or whatnot. I mean, look, the multiverse. I think with them coming in, I'm going off topic completely, bro, because I forgot what you're saying. But anyway,
all right, bro. It's all right, bro. We've come to like this.
There's so many angles to it. I lost what I was saying because I wanted to talk about the TVA point of view, but I had another point in my head and I can't remember what I was saying. But listen, man, overall, I think, you know, the spell and the sacrifice that he made, when he said everyone could forget, this is what breaks my heart. But also he looks at peace. At the end, when the spell that nobody knows who Peter Parker is, everyone knows Spider-Man, but nobody knows who Peter Parker is, breaks my fucking heart because he has no one to grieve with. He just lost everyone. He lost his best friend. He lost his Aunt May, the love of his life, his best friend, all gone, right? He has no one to grieve with. But when he was in that apartment, when he walked into the apartment, he looked a bit relieved. And I think that's a combination of, you know, I think that's a combination of like, he knows that now nobody has to be in danger because of me.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what it was before. Everyone was in danger. So he's kind of like, all right, I got to start fresh and nobody's in danger because of me. But also I think he feels relieved that it's all, you know, it's all him. He doesn't, you know, the rest of them are not in danger because of him being Spider-Man, and he can just start his own journey. But I still feel very heartbroken, but he's in it by himself. No, he can't speak to anyone. Doctor Strange, Iron Man's obviously gone. Any of the Avengers he can't reach out to and say, he's literally by himself. And that kind of breaks my heart because the Avengers will know that he's Spider-Man and he's part of the Avengers, but they don't know he's Peter Parker. And he's got no one. So that's what breaks my heart. He's got no, even, you know, Sam Wilson, remember he done his own, I shouldn't call it therapy session, but he done his own, you know, remember when you first met him, he was, what do you call those things, man? Where he talks to soldiers about PTSD and whatnot. I mean, he's a great guy to kind of mentor Spidey through this mental trauma that he's going through right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We won't be able to speak to him about it. I just feel so bad that he's left all by himself at the end of this movie. It breaks my heart. But that costume, he made. I mean, he don't have no Stark technology, no money, nothing. But that costume he made at the end, man, was the bright blue one from the cartoons. It was so freaking cool. Again, I need to go back and see it. I mean, I was a little bit distracted by the end of the movie because we had some dickheads behind us, which we nearly got into beef with. But I do need to see that again. And I also feel like with none of the Stark technology and all that sort of stuff, where does things go? Like, how does he? I don't know, man. It's just like, where does it go?
It'd be a different new journey, bro. Definitely a different new journey. But listen, looking forward to it, guys. One more spoilers. Probably spoiled most of it. So we had Tom Hardy's Venom show up in one of the end credit scenes. Now, interesting moment. He's talking to a bar guy, talking about Iron Man and stuff like that. And then something happened. So when the spell was cast for him to forget who Peter Parker was, Venom, anything multiverse, went back into their own universes. So Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom went there, but a piece of symbiote was left over. And I think that's the door to open up to Secret Wars and Spider-Man's black suit.
That's what you said, bro. I mean, I'm fucking on board with that, man. But that,
or they find another Eddie Brooke, you know what I mean? But it's going on Spidey first. That's the main thing.
It's going on Spidey first. We're fine. That's what I'm saying. In this universe, they're going to do it right. And it's going to go on Spidey. But not that, listen, I have to be honest with you, man. I kind of want Tom Hardy in this universe. But he's in and out. You can say he's in and out or whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, I think they're going to do it first. They're going to finally give Venom, get him on Spidey. They're going to have that whole thing. And then when you see the new Venom, he's going to have the big spider on his chest. It's going to be awesome, bro. What they're going to do. And Kevin Feige's already confirmed that, you know, there's already developments of Spider-Man 4 with Tom Hardy and all. So they're not wasting any time. And this is what I love about the MCU. We don't have to wait a couple years for Spidey. In fact, at the end of this movie, they showed us a trailer to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which looks mad. And they freaking are going to introduce Dark Strange. Oh my God. We're going to get WandaVision back. I've been wondering what the hell's happened with Wanda. I feel bad for her too. She was left all by herself. The whole season was about grieving. She went through all by herself, and then she went alone somewhere and then he's gonna meet up with her. Bro, come on, man. They don't give us time to. The thing is, I'm so keen on wanting to know what happens to Spidey next, but they've got so much shit in between that you kind of like, man, I'm a part of this whole universe that they're creating, and I'm gonna come back to Spidey later. But in the meantime, they keep me entertained with all this other shit, and also getting me emotional with so many other characters. I bet you after the season finale of Hawkeye, I'm gonna be like, I want more Hawkeye. I want more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna want more of him, and I don't think they should let him go. And I still think. So we're gonna talk about this more. I'm going into a rant. I still think Hawkeye should have met up with Wanda because he kind of mentored her in the first couple of Avengers movies.
That's right.
It was him.
That's right.
I really wish them two had a little meeting at least because they're both going through shit right now. She went through grievance, and he's going through PTSD and some grievance with Natasha. So I wish they met up and hugged it out or something.
Yeah, they talked it out. Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I went on a rant.
Nah, it's all good. All good. All good. All right, guys. Make sure you catch us. We'll probably do. So when are you looking to watch it next again?
Hopefully on Thursday. I've got work call tomorrow. Hopefully on Thursday or possibly Friday. I do want to actually catch a time when there's not much people.
Go in the morning. Go in the morning, bro.
Yeah, possibly Thursday or Friday or next week maybe, but I'm definitely going to catch it again regardless.
No, definitely. All right, keep it posted. But guys, we'll probably have a therapy session for that. Probably within a couple of days. So keep close eye on that. Make sure you check out my non-spoiler reaction, which is already on the channel, but we've already spoiled it, so it's too late, so you don't need to watch it. But guys, make sure you check out our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok page. I want to say massive thank you for everybody supporting those channels as well. But we are on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Music, Apple Podcasts. We're on a lot of them, guys. Come check it out, listen to us, geek out, and throw us your thoughts, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment below. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about next time. I have got some giveaways for you guys in the new year, so keep an eye on the Twitter and Instagram page. And for all movie geeky news, check out the Instagram page because I've been putting up a lot of stuff on there. We've been getting a lot of media stuff from media companies to put up on there. So I'm sharing the love for everybody. So definitely we'll catch you guys up in the next episode.
Awesome. Peace.
All right, bro. Peace.